Bill O'Reilly here, Thursday, November 3rd, 2022. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening across our nation. President Biden says democracy itself is on the ballot this year. A Republican senatorial candidate attacked in New Hampshire. The feds again hike interest rates. Researchers say the common smartphone is very, very dirty. Also ahead, some very hateful political rhetoric. But first, Mr. Biden delivering a partisan address 6 days before the midterm vote. The speech focused on the danger to democracy posed by election deniers, Donald Trump, the MAGA people. Said Mr. Biden, quote, "This is the first national election since the events of January 6th when an armed, angry mob stormed the United States Capitol. I wish I could say the assault on our democracy ended that day, but I cannot." The president went on to blame the assault on Mr. Pelosi on MAGA people. Well, shortly after that speech, Republican senatorial candidate Don Bolduc was attacked before a debate in New Hampshire. He's okay, assailant arrested. I don't believe he's an election denier, this assailant, or a MAGA person. The Treasury Department raising interest rates for the fourth month in a row. Economists hope the move will slow the economy, lower inflation. Overall prices this year up 8.2%, the most since 1982. The average family has lost $6,000 of purchasing power this year. Researchers at the University of Arizona confirming the common smartphone is actually dirtier than a water closet. You know what a WC is? Comes from England. You know what it is. Scientists say a single digital device contains 20,000 different types of bacteria, germs, and viruses. Experts recommend cleaning the phones with disinfectant once a day. Fewer than 20% of Americans clean their phones once a month. In a moment, Joe Biden is correct when he says political vitriol is out of control. But this is a two-way street. Right back with that. Inflation at its highest level in 40 years and interest rates are skyrocketing, as you know. Market experts like Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, predicting recession. So to protect your future, do what I did. Call the only precious metal dealers I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. You can get started with a short phone call. They will place physical gold and silver right at your door or inside your IRA or 401k. They are the highest rated firm in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and thousands of satisfied clients. Please tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. Don't wait. You can call them now. 877-444-GOLD. 877-444-GOLD. Or text GOLD to 65532. Again, 877-444-GOLD or text GOLD to 65532. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. As we predicted, as the vote gets closer, the political rhetoric is getting nastier on both sides. A few examples. Democrat gubernatorial candidate in Georgia, Stacey Abrams, recently said this at a debate.
As I've pointed out before, I'm not a member of the good old boys club. So no, I don't have 107 sheriffs who want to be able to take black people off the streets.
Wow. So Stacey Abrams is accusing 107 sheriffs in the state of Georgia of being racist. That doesn't get any more loaded. That is an amazing soundbite when you think about it. How about New York State Governor Kathy Hochul?
These are master manipulators. They have this conspiracy going all across America to try and convince people that in democratic states they're not as safe. Well, guess what? They're also not only election deniers, they're data deniers.
Well, maybe the governor doesn't know it, but FBI data is clear. Violent crimes in cities run by Democrats, way up. How about John Fetterman running for the Senate in Pennsylvania?
By January, I would be much, much better, but Oz will still be a fraud. And, and I rely on the judgment on real doctors, not a fake doctor like Dr. Oz that has spent his entire campaign ridiculing it.
Okay, well, I believe you've ridiculed him in turn, Mr. Fetterman, but I could be wrong. No, I'm not wrong. It's just ridiculous. Let's go to the Republican side. In Ohio, J.D. Vance accuses his opponent of something.
This just shows how desperate this guy is for political power. I know you've been in office for 20 years, Tim, and I know it's a sweet gig, but you're so desperate not to have a real job that you'll slander me and slander my family. It's disgraceful.
And how about Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, attacking his opponent, Charlie Crist?
Well, listen, I know that Charlie's interested in talking about 2024 and Joe Biden, but I just want to make things very, very clear. The only worn-out old donkey I'm looking to put out to pasture is Charlie Crist.
Well, a bit of wit in that, but it's, pretty nasty stuff. Look, all political campaigns get nasty. I mean, John Adams ran against Thomas Jefferson. This was after George Washington's 2 terms. They just bashed each other. It was really, really bad. But today in America, many voters hate each other, despise each other. And the politicians are reflecting that. They can say things today they could not say even 10 years ago. So what we have here in the USA is a divided nation. We all know that. But the only mechanism to see which direction this country goes in are the elections on November 8th. So obviously I want everybody to get out there and vote. I want all people to decide on problem solving, not ideology. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. If you'd like more honest news analysis, please visit BillO'Reilly.com, where you can order my latest book, Killing the Legends. In a moment, something you might not know.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention Marines, military personnel, families, and contractors who were stationed at Camp Lejeune. Were you present at Camp Lejeune between August 1953 and December of 1987? You may be entitled to significant compensation. For nearly 34 years, those in the Marine Corps' base Camp Lejeune were exposed to contaminated drinking water, resulting in devastating injuries, including several forms of cancer, adverse birth outcomes, Parkinson's disease, and more. North Carolina's procedural laws have prevented victims from getting the justice they deserve, but passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow you or a loved one to file lawsuit seeking compensation for illnesses and injuries linked to the toxic water. Call today for your free consultation. 800-484-3231. Let our experienced attorneys fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call 800-484-3231. That's 800-484-3231. Again, 800-484-3231.
Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 5 years ago today, a U.S. soldier held hostage by the Taliban in Afghanistan was found guilty of desertion. He was dishonorably discharged, fined $10,000. Many Americans wanted to punish him more. They wanted him thrown into prison. Here is the story of Sergeant Bo Bergdahl. He was born in Idaho, joined the Army in 2008, deployed to Afghanistan May 2009. On the night of June 30th, 2009, Bergdahl vanished from his Army outpost. Before leaving, he placed his rifle and night vision goggles on his bed and simply walked off into the desert. Earlier that evening, he sent a following email to his parents, quote, "The U.S. Army is the biggest joke in the world. It is the army of liars, backstabbers, fools, and bullies. I am sorry for everything here. The horror that is America is disgusting, unquote. Fearing Bergdahl was kidnapped, his comrades searched the Afghan mountains for the next 2 months. 6 U.S. soldiers were killed during that rescue effort. On July 18th, the Taliban released footage showing Bo Bergdahl in captivity. The terrorists published 4 more videos featuring Bergdahl. 5 years later, the sergeant was released by his captors in exchange for some Guantanamo terrorists. Back in the USA, questions grew about Bergdahl's disappearance. The White House initially claimed he was abducted by the enemy while on patrol. That was not true. The Pentagon opened an investigation in 2015. In October 2017, Bergdahl pleaded guilty to charges of desertion and misbehavior before the enemy. He was convicted on November 3rd. Then President Donald Trump labeled the soldier, quote, a complete and total disgrace to our country and to our military. And here's something else you might not know. The controversy surrounding Bergdahl continues to this day. Last year, the former soldier filed paperwork asking for his record to be expunged. According to his lawyers, Trump's comments on Twitter directly caused Bergdahl's conviction. That is not true, and his record will not be expunged. Back after this.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-925-7584 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-925-7584. That's 800-925-7584. What do you have to lose? Call 800-925-7584. Again, 800-925-7584.
Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.